Hey y'all, how y'all doing? How are you all doing? I'm good. It's been a minute. I told you I was going to upload a video, so it's here. I just want to let you know I want to have or say a disclaimer before I start that this video was done under duress. This was done under duress. One of my 43 viewers stated that, well, actually two of my 43 viewers stated that they would like for me to upload a video because I guess they miss me. And you know, some people do like my videos. You know, I don't get a lot of views, but the people that do it, that do watch it, I guess they appreciate it. So this is for them, okay? So I got a song in my head and I just can't get it out, okay? So I'm just gonna sing it because I know I might sing it during the video. So here we go. What do you like? A whole lot of before you get it started. I don't know why that song is in my head, but it is. That was a good song though, you know. One of the collaborations that really worked, and you know, it's a song that you listen to no matter how many years it's been, you know, out. Okay. The sniffing. There it is. I'm going to be doing that, okay? I don't know why I sniff, but that's what I do. I sniff, all right? Okay, I sniff, all right? You know, I don't know what else you want me to do. You know what I'm saying? All right. Okay, now, if you watched my video before, I had an analogy about, I hope that's the right word I'm using, about the squeaky wheel. Now, everything that I said about the squeaky wheel is true, but I want to say a disclaimer or let people know, what did I want to let people know? That it's rules to that game, okay? Now, we're not going to use this, you know, squeaky wheel for frivolous things or to pick on people or to, do something bad, you know. These are only, we use the squeaky wheel tactic when you're trying to get something very extremely important done. You know, something dealing with your health, something dealing with your education, something dealing with your shelter, something dealing with, you know, something that you need to keep on going, or, you know, that's going to help you maneuver through this thing we call life, okay? So we're not going to use this squeaky wheel for frivolous things or to hurt people. So that's all I wanted to say on that, okay? I also want to say I noticed that a lot of people, like I said, I don't know, you know, I don't know people. I mean, I know people, but a lot of the people that they bring up in the news or the celebrities or people, I've never met them. So I cannot verify that these stories are 100% accurate. But if you notice, the people who are really not good for the nation or for people, period, a lot of those people that have been doing bad things for many, many years, unrepentantly, are getting their butt whooped. 2020 is whooping butt. It's like, this is the year of the reckoning. It's like either you with God or you against God. You know, this is what it is. This is like, you're going to have to pick your side now, baby. You know what I'm saying? You got to pick your side because everybody, you know, if you ain't doing right, you getting exposed ASAP, you know? This is what it is, you know. A lot of things have changed. A lot of things have changed. I want to repeat, a lot of things have changed. So America, as you know it, will never be the same. So I think it's time to start reflecting on whose side are you on, really. What do you love more? You know, do you love more? Do you love money more? You know, do you love God more? Do you love people and things and places and all that more? You know, this is really what it is. And what we're going through now, it's like the strong versus the weak. Like, this year, if you make it out of this year, 2020, baby, you took precautions, you did what you had to do, you prayed, number one, but you took precautions, you did what you had to do to keep your family safe, and you had faith, which of things that you couldn't see. You know, you didn't focus too much on the things that you see right now. you focus on the invisible things. And what I mean by that is God, angels, his Holy Spirit, things that are going to help you make it through this pandemic, through this civil uproar, all that, racism, everything. Because money and people can only do so much. But with God, all things are possible. So if you're putting faith in him and you're doing what you're supposed to do, you're respecting the authorities, the sensible things that the authorities say. Now, if it goes against God and principles and his laws and his standards, then it's going to be a no. And guess what? He's going to protect you through all that because he sees that you have faith in him, okay? He's not going to let you down. He's loyal to his loyal ones. The type of energy you give God is exactly the type of energy he gives back. Ask me how I know. Because he has given me so much energy to keep going with my son, with my life, and with my depression, just everything in my life. He has said, Tiffany, I'm with you. I love you. It's okay. They said you ain't good enough, but you are good enough to me. That man didn't think he was pretty or he made fun of you. I think you're beautiful. You know what I'm saying? So that's what kept me going. And that's why I talk about Jehovah, Monique. That's why I talk about Jehovah all the time. And I know some people, they like it. Some people don't understand it. Some people are just simply annoyed. And I can understand all three of those scenarios. But when God has worked in your life the way that he has worked in mine, I can't hold back from talking about him. I can't hold back the things that I've seen and I've heard. I'm like the apostles and the disciples. Once they learned about Jesus and knew that he was a disciple, and they saw all the things, they saw him resurrecting people that was blind, they wasn't blind no more. People that had leprosy didn't have leprosy no more. All the things, all the miracles that they witnessed, they couldn't deny. They could not deny that there's a true God and that his son had come to earth to conquer it. And that's exactly what he did. So that part is over. So we can say amen to that. Jesus has already conquered the world. Right now, we're just waiting to see the results. But in the meantime, we're still working. And what I mean by that, me being one of Jehovah's Witnesses, working by telling the good news, by encouraging other people, by not letting people forget that there is a great reward towards the end of this tunnel. And that all these bad things are a temporary situation. And they will not be forever. And also giving hope to those who have lost people in death. I've lost many people in death. My number one, my mom, my number one. She wasn't just my mom. She was my friend. She was my confidant. She was my everything. Okay? She understood me. So that was extremely hard for me. Still is. I won't be happy and I won't be satisfied until I can see her again and say, Mama, I have missed you, but welcome back. Let's party, So I'm looking forward to that. And that's what also allows me to keep going with my son. So I just wanted to say that. But this is the year of the reckoning, baby. I'm telling you. Yeah, so the kids going back to school in August. Let me think. No. How about that? It's going to be a no for me. Thank God, thank Jehovah that I took my son out 2019 because I don't feel like he was being cared for properly. And so I give all credit to Jehovah in regards to that because he saw what was coming before I could. You know what I'm saying? So if my son was still in school, maybe he would have caught the coronavirus, I don't know. But, no, we're not sacrificing our children anymore. We're not doing that. And we're not going to be threatened by anybody because this is our family. This is our, we have to fight for our family. And we're not going to let anybody intimidate us. You know what I'm saying? You can't. And you have to have faith in God because with him, he's going to help you. Okay? But yeah, it's going to be a no, especially for the special needs students. They are the most vulnerable, fragile. They're medically fragile. I mean, some of them are not going to be able to comply to that mask rule. Okay, I bought my baby a couple of masks, and he don't want to wear them. So I don't know how we're going to get around in regards to the public with him, because he refuses to wear a mask. I bought him a couple of masks. This is one of them I bought. This is kind of, big though, but I used all different ones on him, and he don't like them. But this one, I can't put it all the way on because of my hair. But this one I got, and it's pretty cool, Hi. Yeah. Yeah, it looks like I'm about to weld something, but at the same time, I'm protected from coronavirus and the sun. I like it. Ow. All right, ladies. Sorry. And gentlemen, of course. All right. Yeah, so he don't like them, so guess who's going to wear them? Me. But I'm still going to try to train him and see if he can, have one on. The only scenario I can say is if I have to be out in public with him, that I would have one. But I would have to have someone with me and hold his hand down, and the other one hold his hand down, and so he can't touch his face. That's the only thing I can see of how that would work for my son, because he's just not going to wear no mask. He don't like to wear anything really on his face. He doesn't like to wear watches, sunglasses, or hats. And I think he got that from me, because I don't like to wear... Never mind. Okay, that's a whole nother story. All right. What else we got to talk about? How long is the video? Okay, 11 minutes so far. So, yeah, I'm not with it. I feel like homeschooling is, homeschooling, they doing really well. A lot of parents are getting close to their children. They're teaching their children. They're bonding with their children. They're instilling morals and values. They're teaching their children about God and Jesus Christ. So, yeah, I think they should stay home. I think that we won't be in the clear for a while, and I think they should be looking towards next year to maybe start opening up the schools. And that's a big maybe, okay? No, I am not with anyone open up a school at this point, putting our children in danger. Some will get sick and some will die. We don't want either, so hey, whatever it takes. And I know some of the teachers are concerned about their health as well, and I know that a lot of people need to get back to work. They need money to survive. They need I get it. We need to eat. I'll have all that. I get it. But if you're dead, you don't need anything. Okay. All right. Okay. I want to talk about experience I had with the police. You can't mess with the police. Hey, you can't mess with the okay. No. Sorry, I got carried away. All right. Okay, the police. I promise you I'm not phony. This is who I really am, okay? All right. Oh yeah, my beautiful niece, she has my middle name. The reason why I said I did this under duress also is because she bought me a whole little vlogging kit, okay, with the lights and the stand and all that. So I'm like, how can I not upload a video? So she's not vocal. I love my niece because she's so smart and she's beautiful. But, everything matches. She's not one of those really beautiful, drop dead, beautiful, gorgeous girls that are so ugly and mean. I never understood that. I'm like, dang, she's so pretty. Why is she so mean? But then you have to use discernment and realize that everybody didn't grow up like you, and everybody got their own little demons and issues that they have. So you never know what a person went through. So, it's all good. But back to my niece, she reflects everything inside and out. I look up to her. Don't tell her that. Shh. But she's very smart and she's sensible. Sometimes I can talk to her and I'll be like, oh, and she's like, well, TT, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh my God, you're right. You're so practical. You're so not like me, but I'm older. I'm from the hunt. Yeah. So, and, I've been through a lot, a little damage, a little unnecessary, things that I put myself through. So I'm a little different in my thinking, a little more cautious, a little more to I wouldn't say negative, but be very careful about people and things and, you know, stuff like that. But she's like, she has a whole nother perspective. She looks at things at the new wave of the generation right now in a positive way. And she has a lot of information. And I respect her a lot. I love my nephews too, Jamar and Jalen, my babies. Okay. But, look, I'm trying to avoid this like the plague, but I'm going to tell y'all about it because I want y'all to hear about it. I try to, you know, put it in the back of my mind and bury it because it did traumatize me when it first happened, you know? Okay, enough with the scarf. Okay, I look better with the scarf. All right, I ain't going to touch it no more, though. But, yeah, okay, my experience with the police. Like, in Illinois, I've had experience with the police, but I've never been treated nowhere near the way I was treated in Georgia. And I've run across many police, you know, and not from being pulled over, doing something bad, but just conversation, seeing them, talking to them, you know, telling them that, you know, I respect them and that they got a hard job, you know, in that aspect, not being arrested or anything like that. Anyway, skippity whoop. All right. My experience with Jonesboro police in downtown Jonesboro, Georgia. It probably was between 2006 and 2007. I was leaving my residence, and I was driving, I think to go get my mom or something. I was driving a later model Jimmy. It was a yellow Jimmy. I think I want to say an 85, but it had a new engine, and it was just what I needed to take me and my son where we needed to go, okay? And I missed that car. I messed it up on accident. I didn't keep water in the radiator. I was just, and it just clocked out on me on the expressway. Okay, no lines. So I really liked that Jimmy. But anyway, I was driving the Jimmy, and so I get pulled over, I think on Madonna Street. I think that's the street it's called. And I'm just like, oh, what he want? You know, I'm legit. I got license. I ain't got no warrants. You know, I got my seatbelt on, everything. So I'm just like, what possibly could be the problem? You know, so I'm, you know, with my Illinois mentality and all these things. I'm like, oh, okay, all I got to do is give my insurance. So I, you know, take my seatbelt off. I reach over because it's a big, you know, it's a bigger truck. I'm a little lady. Well, I was littler then than I am now. But, you know, I took my seatbelt off because I couldn't reach to my glove department. But at that time, also, I was not aware that Georgia could pull your stuff up immediately. Like Illinois, they would have to ask you, let me see your insurance and all that. So I'm still, you know, conditioned from Illinois. Okay, so I take off my seatbelt. Okay, I didn't need to do all that, but I take off my seatbelt. Oh God, let me get, okay. Okay, I take off my seatbelt, get my paper, and he comes to the car, a cop, and he's like, "Why don't you have your seatbelt on?" I was like, I did, officer. I just took it off so I could give you my license and registration. You didn't have your seatbelt on. You're lying to me. I'm like, no, I did have my seatbelt on. I just took it off, you know. He's like, no, you didn't. I mean, screaming and yelling. He's like, I'm going to go back to my video. And if I see that you're lying, I'm going to take you to jail. I'm like, jail? Really? So at this point, I'm getting kind of afraid because I know that he has authority over me. And I know no matter what I say, the judge and other police and everybody else are going to take his side, even if he's lying or telling the truth. I am nothing or nobody when it comes to a police officer. I knew that then. So I'm getting scared. He's like, did you have your, you know, seatbelt on or not? And I'm like, officer, I did have my seatbelt on. Screaming and yelling at me, threatening to take me to jail. He goes back to his car. He comes back. He's like, okay, what did you or did you not have your seatbelt on? And I'm just like, I did have my seatbelt on. And I started to cry because this man was yelling and screaming. Now I understand how some people can be coerced into confessing, even though the interaction we had was probably 10 minutes. But can you imagine being in a segregation room and you didn't do anything and they're interrogating you for hours and hours and hours? Okay, so I wimped out early. I didn't say no, I didn't have it on, but I was very upset. He made me cry. I was nervous. I was scared. I didn't want to go to jail. Okay, so you know, after all that, he saw my situation. He saw me crying. He saw me upset. And then that's when he calmed down a bit. And then he gave me my ticket. And I was very distraught. I called my mom and I got to my destination. At this time, I had 0 points. 0 points on my license. 0, okay? So I called to see how much the ticket was. I'm like, $15? Okay. Well, that's not bad. $15, but still, I didn't do anything. So I called the clerk, and they was like, well, you're going to get points on your, you know, and I'm like, oh, no. Oh, no. I'm going to go to court, and I'm going to tell the judge how I was treated. And I'm going to let him know I did have my seatbelt on, and that this was wrong and I shouldn't be treated like this. And I know the judge will be able to look at the videotape to see that I'm not lying. I know. You know, they going to say, okay, Miss Freeman, we apologize. We won't do it again. And have a nice day. I get to the court. You know, I'm very passionate like I am now. You know, I'm moving and I'm talking and I get done telling my story, and the judge said that I was disrespectful to the courtroom. And then he asked the officer, did the things happen that I said? The officer said, I don't recall. And then he asked the officer, is there a videotape? The officer said, yes. The judge looked me dead in my eye. He said, that videotape ain't even worth looking at. Boy, was I crushed. Boy, did I get a welcoming to Georgia. Boy, was I not in Kansas anymore. And he's like, how many tickets do you have? I said, none. You probably got a whole bunch of tickets. He looked up my record. He said, oh, you don't have any points. Gave me my ticket and I left. That's why I know Sandra Bland easily could have been Tiffany. That's why I know that we live in a world full of injustice and unfairness. And all of us, not just black people, but all of us have experienced some type of injustice sometime. And if you haven't, you're the one doing the injusting, okay? You're the one pushing out the injustice. Let's just put it like that. But that was my experience with Jonesboro Police. And I knew I would have to conduct myself a little different if I was to get pulled over. Not that I did anything wrong, because I didn't do anything wrong. But I was confident that I had done anything. And I don't know, you know, maybe that cop had a bad day. I don't know what that cop problem was. But I know I didn't deserve that. And I definitely didn't deserve the lashing that I got from the judge. I also noticed when I went to the courtroom, it was filled with people that looked like me. And that was it. Nobody else. Filled with people that looked like me. I was vocal about it. Maybe the judge didn't like it, because I did figure out later on that he mingles in with the people when they're lined up like cattle to pay their fines. And if you don't know that, you wouldn't even know he was a judge. And I'm sure he overheard the things that I was saying, and he definitely used that against me when it was time for me to talk. And that's my story about Jonesboro Police. All right, I'm going to try to wrap this up now. I got some more stuff I want to talk about. It's going to be a different time. We'll get back to the things that I used to talk about all the time, like word of the day and things of that nature. Add a little more fun stuff to it, you know. Also, I want to make Atlantans and people who live in Georgia know that they are starting to fine people for not wearing masks in public. And I've seen fines from 30 to 300. So just be aware that things are changing a lot. And I just want you all to know that I love you. I want you to stay safe. I want you to be vigilant. We are not in paradise yet. And treat people the way you want to be treated. And know that all these bad things are going to come to an end. And we will eventually live the original purpose that God had for us to live on in heaven. There's some going to heaven, and there's also be people here on the earth living forever in perfect conditions without any antagonists to hurt anybody. No children will be hurt. No women will be hurt. There'll be no need for doctors, lawyers, hospitals, or policemen in the world that Jehovah is creating for us in the near future. So stay strong. Keep the faith, because that's the only thing that's going to... I'm telling you, you think your money going to get you through this? Only? No. You need faith. You need to find faith. And you need to hold on to it for dear life. And go hard for God, because He will go hard for you. And that's it for me today. I love you guys. If you don't see me again, or something happens to me, don't be upset. Just make it to paradise. And when you get there, look for me.